Me to add to all the things that have been said by those who, at one time or the other, interacted or were impacted upon positively by the actions of our departed departed elder statesman. Professor, I am from Edo State, which is part of, was part of Bende State, and General Oseni was our military governor. In those days when some soldiers, if you write a bad story on their bad day, they can get your head shaved. General Oseni, though a military governor, was so sociable and approachable that young and old in Benin referred to him as Jerry Boy. Even those who are much, much younger than him. That is how humble and humane he was. I'm sure I speak the mind of people from Bende State that General Oseni did his best to strengthen the foundation of the development of the then Bende State. But since Mr. President reminds me that I'm a union leader, how many strikes are organized against him? My recollection, sir, is that General Oseni was a friend of our movement when I was deputy president of Nigeria Labour Congress. He was known by everyone who was close to the military government then that he was one of the close confidants of late General Abacha, Sani Abacha. And when General Abacha decided to dissolve, to proscribe the Nigeria Labour Congress, we were informed by General Oseni, confidentially. He called my president and he said only one person should accompany him. And my then president, Pascal Akpabio, also now of blessed memory, asked me to join him. And he told us we are in trouble. Whoever we can talk to, and he suggested a few names to us, we should go and do whatever we can to reach out to the then head of state, General Abacha, not to proscribe the Nigeria Labour Congress. But there were forces pressing that NLC be proscribed. We didn't seem to believe it, but we tried to make contact here and there. But within the next 24 hours, the Nigeria Labour Congress was proscribed, and all of us were demobilized. Now, what I think is important here is that General Oseni felt that it would be wrong to dissolve all the most potent civil society organization in Nigeria, even other military role. And he took the risk of sharing a privileged information with us, hoping that that will help us to run around and cause General Abacha to change his mind. Even though in the end, NSC was proscribed, but Oseni will be on record as one of the senior generals who were opposed to that move. And therefore, seeing the family here, we are all reminded that he or she who was born will die. What will never die is what we did while on earth. For those who do good, they will be remembered for their goodness, and those who thrive in wickedness will be recorded in their favor. General Oseni was sociable. He didn't rule with iron feet. I had the privilege of visiting FCT ministry not to ask for land. He never gave me one. I never applied for one. But each time we wanted to talk to the president, the head of state, and we don't have access. Once we approach him, he will tell us he will do his best. And I think the most important one he did for us was when we tried to seek audience with General Abacha to pressurize him to release the late Moshood Abiola, who was under detention. And we could not get that access. General Oseni helped to facilitate that access. And we met with the late General Abacha. Although he didn't solve the problem, what is important, that he cared. He believed that the more voices that are there to pressurize General Abacha, perhaps Abacha might just change his mind. He never changed his mind, but Oseni did his best. May his gentle soul rest in perfect peace.
Colleagues, I remain Senator Ahmed Wadada Aliyu, Sarkin Yakin Kefi, the famous horse rider. Talking about Senator Lieutenant General Jeremiah Oseni is talking about my father. What's going on here now has evoked two memories to me. The memory of the relationship between my late father and Jeremiah Oseni. That relationship led to my first financial breakthrough in life was courtesy of the land Jeremiah Oseni allocated to my father here in FCT. Yes. May the Lord reward him abundantly for that. Whatever I did to it was mine. Now, talking about late Jeremiah Oseni as a leader, listen to me on this. Because I was bred on the plateau, we never knew, and all my contemporaries do not still know boundaries on religion or ethnicity. We had no boundaries. So when the period of, crisis was on the plateau, I felt, because I knew as a growing up child in Jos, polo was one of the vehicles that united Nigerians, because everybody from across the country used to go for Jos polo. It was called Umuram polo, that is Lesser Hajj polo, because everybody, Nigerians living abroad, will come to Jos Christmas Day. Jos tournament usually commences from Boxing Day and ends on the 2nd of January. So I felt I should leverage on that to create peace or to restore peace on the plateau. So I went to my father, late Jeremiah Oseni. I said, sir, I will want you to take the position of first vice president of Jos Polo Club. He said, for what? I said, so that we leverage on your goodwill to bring people back together. He said, that is a fantastic idea, but I have not been a lover of polo, and I don't think I have the time. But I'm going to call my brother. He called the late Shagaya, and late Shagaya accepted to be the first vice president of Jos Polo Club, and I was the second vice president of the Jos Polo Club. We organized the first polo peace tournament on the plateau under the stewardship. Then Governor Jang was the governor, and he was deputized by my sister, Pauline Tallinn. We had that tournament, and it gave out the results that we needed and required. That is on polo, leveraging on sports, to unite the people. And he was very much available. He supported it financially with some good amount. Now on politics, and that was the last time I spoke with him. When I won my election under the Social Democratic Party, he called me and said, my son, you know what informed your victory? I said, sir, I am not clueless as to what informed my victory, but hearing from you will add so much to me. He said, it's because you kept your relationship with the people. Otherwise, SDP isn't a party to talk about within your senatorial district. But for you to have kept your relationship with the people, which informed your victory, make sure no matter what happens, you remain with the people. I said, thank you very much, sir, and this is so highly appreciated. I will come home. I never got to go home. During the last polo tournament in Jos, I visited our mother, Hajia Ladi Nimlang, and we discussed the politics on the plateau. I said, I haven't been able to see my father, but since I have seen you, let's do whatever we can to bring these parties or these groups, two groups together for the good of the plateau. Because whatever is good for plateau is good for Nasarawa, is good for Benue, is good by extension for Kogi, Kwara, Niger, and the rest of the country. I wouldn't have much more to say. I will end it with prayers that for the Lord. But before I go to the prayers, we've heard all the good things people have said about late Jeremiah Husseini. And the Bible says, when the righteous lead, the people rejoice. We are all leaders by our own right. We must try to be righteous so that the people we lead will rejoice. I pray the Lord rewards the late Senator Lieutenant General Jeremiah Husseini for the life he lived. Thank you.